Well, good morning, YouTube. This is Chuck, and it's Sunday, April 7th, 2024, and it's about 6:30 in the morning. And as you can tell, I'm coming to you from my living room. Well, this is my 400th video, and I've had the channel up now for about a year and a half, and I want to make this one a little bit unusual. And so I think this morning I'm going to make a Bigfoot video, and I'm going to tell you about something that happened back in November of 2021. And it's kind of a convoluted story, and it's something that's pretty interesting, and it's pretty far out there. So I guess the best thing to do is give you a little bit of background. One of the things I do is as a Bigfooter is I've helped some people who have had issues on their property. And one of them is a lady who lives about 100 miles from me out near Sholo, Arizona. And she has acreage out there. She's a widow lady. And she was having all kinds of odd things happening on her property. And so she, at some point, she finally came to think, well, maybe it possibly could have been Sasquatch related. Well, I found out about it, and my partner Kevin and I went over there, and we met with her, and we actually managed to make contact with the Sasquatch family that was living on her property, and we actually facilitated an agreement with them to where they were bothering her livestock, and anyway, this happened, like I say, this happened quite a while ago. Several years ago, and this particular incident that I'm getting ready to tell you about happened in, as I said, November of 2021. Well, this lady has some horses, and she has some dogs, and one of the things she did with the dogs is before her husband passed away, they ended up adopting a bunch of stray dogs, and so she's got about probably around 20 dogs, and each one of them has her own little pen, each one of them has her own little kennel, and she's kind of decided that she's going to keep them all till they live out their natural lives. And she also has some horses, and so whenever she leaves to go somewhere, she has a ranch sitter that comes and stays at her place. And well, she was visiting relatives in California, and she had the ranch sitter staying at her place one night, and the ranch sitter brings her trailer over there. Now, the dogs make a lot of racket, and they'll bark at anything, and so where the ranch sitter put her trailer was about, probably 150 yards away from the main house. And there's a little flat area that opens up to a little meadow there with a view of the mountains. And when I go over there and visit with her, that's where I park my van at, same place. And it's near the pump house, so she can run electricity to her trailer. Well, the ranch sitter, she was there, and one night she stepped out of her trailer as the moon was coming up. And so she took her phone, and she's going to get a picture of the moon coming up. So when she took the picture and she looked at the picture, there was all kinds of little white lights in the picture. And down in the one corner, there was almost like a little green fog. And she looked at that, and none of that was visible to her. And she thought maybe there was something wrong with her phone, with the camera. So she walked around behind her trailer, and there was a little hillside there, and and it was all, of course, in the shadow, and so it was all black, and so she kind of looked at a spot that looked like it was a little blacker than everything else, and she pointed her camera that direction on her phone, and she snapped 3 pictures. Well, when she looked at the pictures, she was absolutely amazed at what happened, and immediately there was a reaction. She had captured something on camera that she couldn't see with her eyes. And immediately, as soon as she did that, then kind of figuratively, all hell broke loose. She started getting screamed at and scared the daylights out of her. She went back in her trailer, locked the doors, and immediately she was being tormented. They're pounding on her trailer and vocalizations, and she was absolutely terrified. Now, she knows what goes on this property. I've actually been over there when she was there and met with her, but she hadn't experienced anything anywhere near like that. She was absolutely terrified. She had no idea what ended up happening. Well, she calls the lady that owns the property, who is actually en route returning home, and she was about a day away yet. She was overnighting. She was still in California, and she was overnighting over there. Well, she called her and said, "Oh my God, what in the world's going on? I don't know what I caught on this picture. I don't know what it is." And so the owner lady, she says, "Well, call Chuck." And so the ranch sitter gal, she calls me up, and she's absolutely terrified. And she says, "I don't know what this is." Well, I had kind of an idea based on what she described. So I said, "Well, can you text me the pictures?" And so she did, but what came in on my phone was nothing more than a black rectangle. Nothing, just black, solid black. And she tried again, and all I got was solid black. And she kept saying, "Well, it's there. I can see, it's on the picture. Go someplace in a dark room somewhere, and you should be able to see it." Well, I went in an interior room, closed the door, dark as pitch in there, couldn't see anything. Black, solid black. So I told her, I said, "Yeah, I don't know what it is, but whatever it is didn't come through." I had an idea. So she was, she stayed awake. She was awake all night. They tormented her all night. And so the next day, the owner lady, by the next evening, the owner lady had gotten home. And the owner lady has a fairly new pickup truck that has the built-in telephone, very similar to what my new truck has as well. So you can Bluetooth your phone and talk hands-free. Well, as soon as she got home, she got the ranch sitter gal in the truck with her and showed her what the pictures were that she got. Well, what the owner did is she took her phone and she took a picture of the ranch sitter's phone. And then they called me, and she said, "I think I know what this is." And so what I told her, I said, "Well, see if you can text me the pictures off of your phone." So she did. That time it came through. Well, while all this was going on, all of a sudden the owner lady, she starts getting Mindspeak, very, very alarmed Mindspeak from the local Sasquatch family that lives on her property. And they were very concerned about these pictures. And we ended up carrying on a three-way conversation. The owner lady and the ranch sitter were both sitting in her truck talking hands-free on speakerphone with me. And the local Sasquatch family is talking to the owner lady in Mindspeak. She's very good at receiving Mindspeak. And they were extremely concerned that we had these pictures. Well, what was it? Well, folks, we believe it's a portal. When the ranch sitter lady took a picture of the moon, she got some orbs, and she got this green mist, and we don't know what that was for sure, but apparently some of the local Sasquatch folks were out in orb form, and she inadvertently caught them on camera. She couldn't see them, but she got them on camera. And then when she walked around behind the trailer and took a picture of the place, the darkest spot on that hillside, she managed to catch a picture of what we think was a portal. Well, so I was talking to her, and of course I was on speakerphone in her truck, and so I ended up talking directly to the Sasquatch folks who were interacting with her, and they were answering her by Mindspeak, and she was relaying back to me what they were saying. So I told them, I said, we do not want to violate your trust. If you want us to do that, those pictures are only on 3 telephones. They're on the ranch sitter's phone, they're on the owner's phone, and they're on my phone. We will delete those pictures. We'll get rid of them. We do not want to violate your trust. We don't want to alarm you. We think we understand what the pictures are, and we understand that it's important to you. If you want us to, we will delete these pictures. They will be gone. So they said, well, wait a minute. So they basically, somehow or other, they had a little powwow of some kind, and they made the decision as to whether or not they could, what to do about those pictures. Because as you probably know, if you know anything about that, they're very, very sensitive about pictures. They don't want their picture taken, and they were very, very concerned about the fact that these pictures even existed. Well, a little bit later, they came back and they told the property owner via Mindspeak. They said, we don't mind if the 3 of you have these pictures. Please don't circulate them, and please don't publish them. And they use the word circulate and publish. You know, they're not dumb by any means. They're smarter than we are, and they understand that we have the technology. So I made them a promise from my standpoint, and the other 2 people as well, said that we will not share these pictures. We'll show those pictures to people. We will not give anybody a copy, and we will not put them online. So I have a picture. I will tell you up front, I cannot share it with you. I can tell you about it. You can choose to believe whatever you want to believe about this story. The story's 100% true, but we believe that night we got pictures of a portal. Very dramatic. I've shown them to some people that are pretty savvy about the Sasquatch world, and everybody's been pretty amazed by seeing that. Very interesting story. Pretty unusual one. The thing that made me think about sharing this story with you now, because I've thought about sharing it before, is last night I've been working with some folks on another YouTube channel called A Flash of Beauty, Bigfoot Revealed. And last night they had a live show and they were talking about portals. And they're up at a location this weekend up in Washington. They're actually based out of Portland, Oregon. And after I watched their live show last night, they were talking about this kind of stuff, and it brought this to mind. And I thought maybe for my 400th video, this might be a good topic to talk about. So this is the first take on this. I'm going to review it and see if it's, see if I think it's that I should be talking about it. Last night I was thinking about it, and I seem to have gotten the go-ahead that it's okay to share the story. I had somebody in my bedroom last night. I couldn't get a name, but there was a presence there, and I specifically asked the question, and I seem to have gotten an affirmative that it was okay for me to share the story. And so that's why I'm talking to you this morning about it. So, as I always tell you, take it for what you will, believe what you will, it's fine. But as I also tell you, be kind to each other, love each other, be kind to yourself. There's a lot of things out there that we don't understand. I've said before, there's no such thing as paranormal. It's all normal. We just don't understand. And so until I come to you with another one, I've got some other ones that I'm working on different subjects. But until I get back with you, I'll just tell you, until I see you again, peace out.